Welcome to the 7th Global Family Office Investment Summit here in Dubai, Jumeirah Beach. We are again with Nick Ayton. Nick, thank you for joining us again.
Yeah, it's great to be here again.
Nick Ayton, we remember a crypto evangelist and the founder of Chainstarter. Nick, let's talk about this summit, another huge success for this gathering hosted by Anthony Tossa Family Office.
Yeah, look, I really love these events because it's like meeting old friends in a sense, and these events, they're getting bigger and they're becoming more meaningful for people coming. We have a lot of investors, a lot of family offices who are very conservative, but they're learning a lot more, especially about my world of crypto and blockchain. But the events are very well run. It's always, the venues are fantastic. It helps to be here in great weather. Monaco is great weather. Dubai weather is fantastic. It's a pleasure to be here. It's amazing.
Yeah, more than 500 delegates, more than 2 trillion of masses here in Dubai. Nick, let's talk about your world, the crypto world. 2017, we remembered, was a great success. What's going on 2018? What's happening?
Well, 2017 was interesting, wasn't it? Because it was the madness of the ICO, and it was completely driven by the profit from Bitcoin and altcoins. And it was really bound to we discussed, you asked me, was it a bubble? In a sense, it was a bubble. And 2017 is over now, and ICOs are technically over because there's no profit anymore. It's like going to a casino and on your first bet you win $5,000, you're playing with house money. That's how it felt in the ICO world, and thank goodness it's gone. 2018 is now a sign that the market is maturing to the next level. And we're seeing the crowd being squeezed out, we're seeing institutional capital coming in, and that's a good thing because institutional capital demands more structure, regulation, and things that protect the investor, which in the ICO world there is no investor protection.
Yeah, can we say that there has been a sort of Darwinian selection, a natural selection in the world of blockchain and ICOs? Can we?
I think that's a really good expression, the Darwinian selection. I mean, I think that, how many of the thousands of projects, how many of them out there are actually going to, be successful and deliver for investors? Very small percentage. So ICOs are over. Security token offerings is the next big wave. And that really is where this thing you buy called the token is linked to something of intrinsic value, the performance of a company, an underlying asset. So there's more for an investor to hang on to. There's more substance there in terms of the investment.
We saw you on the stage for your pitch. How is the world of investment changing, and which is the next level of investment nowadays?
Well, that's a really great question, and the investment world is the people here are very cautious indeed. So you have family offices that have been looking after their capital and their family wealth for, in Anthony's case, hundreds of years. And what you end up with is an investor community that is, they have to invest, they have to make investments to protect their capital. But they are looking for, better quality projects, and they are starting to come. And the tone is really led by institutional investors who are, they have compliance departments, they have regulation, they expect these projects to be better, led by proper management teams, delivering real products and services. So the projects are much better quality because, as you say, natural selection, the institutional capital makes, it demands that we need better quality projects. And, I think that's a good thing.
How do you combine your business, and so the crypto business, with the other type of business of finance? So we saw a really crazy market this year, from the beginning with a bull market, then a bear market, and now maybe markets again rediscovered the top high. How do you see markets now?
Well, 2018 has been in a bear market since, since the beginning of the year. Is it going to exit this year and recover? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a relatively flat market. 2019 is going to be an entirely different proposition. 2019 is going to be around crypto infrastructure. This is building the infrastructure that will support new crypto capital markets. And that includes, token launch platforms, that includes exchanges, and the crypto exchanges are really important. And the reason why is that they offer an exit strategy for the investor. I mean, this community here behind us is, they are willing to assess the opportunity, they will assess the return and the yield, the risk. But up until this year, there's been no exit strategy for them. So they can get into investments, but they haven't been able to get out. So what we've done since we last met, we've also launched a couple of exchanges, which is part of that exit strategy. So we can trade these tokens on a secondary market, and we can get out, we can offer an opportunity for investors to get out of the market.
Blockchain nowadays entered maybe all the sectors, real estate, environment protection, surgery, and so on. There is any other sector which has not still entered the blockchain world?
Well, again, that's another interesting question. One of the problems you have is that the use cases, the genuine use cases of blockchain, there aren't that many. Logistics and supply chain is a natural one. You are seeing entertainment industry, the healthcare space. You're seeing a lot of what I would say very traditional industries being reshaped and challenged by these new blockchains. But real genuine user cases for this technology is very hard to find, frankly, and you have to search deep and wide to get them. But it's early days, don't forget blockchain. If this was an opera, this is Act 1, Scene 2. So the technology is in its infancy. It doesn't scale particularly well at the moment, but it will improve. And 2019 is about infrastructure. 2020, I think we'll see a lot more private capital flowing into this market because it will look more conventional. It'll have the right investor protections. You'll have better products, financial products. And it will have the full support and backing of the regulatory community, which is a good thing. Now, I'm a libertarian, so I would like to see things a little bit more free and easy in a sense. But if we really want the investor capital to come in, we have to behave properly, and we have to think about protecting investors. It's the way it goes.
This is a real pleasure to share with you all this overview about blockchain and about your crypto world. Now let's go to your world,
okay.
Your strictly world, your narrow world, Chainstarter.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's new for Chainstarter?
Well, in Chainstarter we cover a few things, and we've been building blockchains for some time. We have a token issuing and launch platform which is not used as much as it once was because most of our projects we raise private capital, so that takes a while. We also have a venture network, which is why we help Anthony out, which is trying to create relationships with private capital and institutions so we can match projects with capital. And then the fourth strand of our business is exchanges. So we've had an exchange called CRIX, C-R-I-X, since 2014, and we've just recently put it into Malta, and that's a really exciting move. And we've got another exchange going through regulatory approvals for MiFID, a MiFID license, and that will allow us to trade security tokens, also in Malta to start with, from the beginning of next year. And then beyond that, we have big ambitions because we've recently opened an office in DC. We've got an office in Malta, in London. I'd like to put an office here. That's on camera now, so I'd like to. That's the commitment. But actually, we're also thinking about Singapore, so we can operate as a global business, an international business, which I think reflects that this market is a global market now.
So can we announce the next opening here in Dubai of your another office?
Well, yes, I think so. I mean, I'm here more and more. There's a really thriving blockchain community in Dubai, as there is across this region. And they're really nice people here. They're very welcoming, but there's an awful lot of capital that they want to deploy, and they love technology. and as demonstrated by this amazing city. So I think we'd like to be here. I think it will be in 2019. So, and I love the weather, of course. So, here you go.
Nick, we are going to call it the place to be here, the summit, the Global Family Office Investment Summit, which is the next level, maybe for this summit, the 8th edition or the others edition, the other following editions.
Well, again, it's what parts of the globe do you go to which are interesting, thriving, offering a different aspect. So, each of these summits, focus on different regions that offer something different. And Dubai offers something really amazing. But where do we go next? Well, Singapore, I think. I think Singapore for me is an amazing sort of economy, which in so many ways has moved ahead of a lot of other countries. It's an amazing country. They also love technology. They love their fashion brands as well. But I also think Singapore is the bridge between obviously the world of Korea and China and Japan. It's increasingly becoming a regional transition bridge for capital. So I think for this community, Singapore would open up a lot of new interesting options.
Yeah, so we cannot say by now, let's you see in Singapore, but finger crossed maybe we can reach Singapore for the next Global Family Office Investment Summit. Nick, a real pleasure to be with you. Thank you for joining us and have a good day here in Dubai.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much. Thanks, Dubai.
Thank you.